Now, as part of this big, beautiful bill, $160 billion was given to ICE. That makes ICE more funded than the Marines. Why? Why would the Trump regime do that? Well, the answer is simple. They want to take what they've been doing already and put it on steroids and human growth hormone. They want to deputize a bunch of Proud Boy assholes and white nationalists and neo-Nazis. And they want to start rounding up as many brown people as they possibly can. Doesn't matter if they're undocumented. Doesn't matter if they have a criminal record. No. And they want to arrest them, deport them, put them in their concentration camps. One in the Everglades, one in El Salvador with CCOT, sending thousands of people to Guantanamo Bay. They are supercharging this mass deportation effort where 92% of the people they're arresting are not violent criminals. 92%. Well, Trump just let the cat out of the bag here again, too. Because, look, you have to understand, it's not just about undocumented immigrants. It's not. Even undocumented people without a criminal record. No, it goes above and beyond that, too. Here's Trump saying the quiet part out loud and admitting the truth while talking about Alligator Alcatraz. Listen to what he says here.
We have a lot of bad criminals that came into this country, and they came in stupidly. It was an unforced error. It was an incompetent president that allowed it to happen. It was an auto pen maybe that allowed it to happen, and it did happen. But we also have a lot of bad people that have been here for a long time, people that whack people over the head with a baseball bat from behind when they're not looking and kill them, people that knife you when you're walking down the street. They're not new to our country. They're old to our country. Many of them were born in our country. I think we ought to get them the hell out of here, too. You want to know the truth. So maybe that'll be the next job that we'll work on.
He just said, it's time to get these people the hell out of the country, too. And he literally said, people who were born in this country. You are immensely naive if you don't think the scope of this program expands and expands and expands. You start by saying undocumented immigrant violent criminals. Then you just say undocumented immigrant criminals, even nonviolent ones. Then you say just undocumented immigrants. Then you say documented immigrant criminals. Then you say documented immigrants. Then you get to U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens. By the way, as I'm sure all of you know, legally speaking, constitutionally speaking, what he's saying here is not a thing. It is very obviously and clearly not allowed to try to take U.S. citizens and send them anywhere else. This is their country. This is all they know. They have a right to be here. You know what a right means? It means you don't need permission. It is already granted. It's already there. It is the bedrock. It is the foundation. To give a permit stems from the word permission. You're being granted permission. If you have a right, it is the opposite of needing a permit for permission. You are already there. You already have everything you need. It's guaranteed. And he's talking about deporting them. By the way, it gets darker. More than half of all immigrants in the U.S. are naturalized citizens. The DOJ directed attorneys to prioritize stripping them of citizenship when charged with crimes. So it begins. This fake thing that they made up of denaturalization, they said, we're going to work on this day and night now. Let's go for that. Let's denaturalize. So think about it. You already have dozens of people who've died in ICE custody. In Trump's first term, he deported 70 American citizens. Now we already probably got hundreds, maybe thousands of American citizens that have been deported. We've covered the horror stories. We've covered all the horror stories of people being sent to the concentration camps, no due process, no habeas corpus, can't talk to a lawyer, can't talk to your family, right? And now, as he's building Alligator Alcatraz, and they're trying to bring these concentration camps to states all across the country, he's out there saying, we're going to get rid of some citizens too. You know, there's a lot of citizens I don't like too. We're going to get them out of here. We're already at the point, I'd be shocked if we didn't already have a scenario where some American citizens are in one of Trump's concentration camps, whether Gitmo or CCOT, Alligator Alcatraz, or any of the others that we don't even know about at the moment. It's here, y'all. It's here. Look, it needs to be said, but if at this late date, you are still even somewhat on the Trump train, you're the enemy. You're the enemy. You are just forthrightly supporting fascism. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And as I said, I say this all the time too, right? Like, literally nothing he's done or said, nothing has been a red line for you. Not a single thing. Well, look, I have to draw conclusions on that, right? I want to be kind to you, but I have to draw conclusions on that. And none of the conclusions are pretty. So wake up or else, right? Wake up or else. but it does not get any darker than this, man. Talking about deporting U.S. citizens, denaturalizing immigrant citizens. I mean, you think this project doesn't expand and expand and expand? If you already have a scenario where they funded ICE more than the Marines, they supercharged ICE at the exact time where ICE is violating crime after crime, destroying the Constitution, masked thugs with regular plates on their cars, no badges, rounding up people nonchalantly at Home Depots and 7-Elevens. How do you not see where this is going? It's already there. It's not just that it's going, it's there. But somehow they will expand, they will make it worse, and they will make it more illegal, more unconstitutional, more devastating, more damaging for the country. There are no brakes, dog. The brakes are gone. There are no brakes. And so he's saying the quiet part out loud now. And watch, this will barely make news. You're only going to hear about it on this show, maybe a handful of others. But, just a horrifying situation where he's talking about deporting U.S. citizens and, we're going to target them on purpose now. Because to this point, it was always, oops, we didn't mean to get the U.S. Now, I'm just going to get U.S. citizens. Nobody's stopping me from doing anything, so I'm just going to keep doing the things. 5-alarm fire is not strong enough. We need something stronger to get the nature of the threat across to you. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.